A Halfling Sonder, Sven's Story, by Illyria Valischin. Well, I guess that is good news. I will just have to wait and see. Mr. Leatherthimble looks back and around the shop. I need you to clean that stack of skins over there. Shave off the fur first, then scrape the meat off the other side. After that we can stretch them. With a nod of his head, Sven walks to the pile of skins, when a faint smell begins to build around him, causing him to gasp and take a step back. The festering smell of rotting flesh and hide has consumed his senses. He lets out a small gag as he reaches down and slops the first chunk into the machine, needing to clean them quickly so that the smell won't linger on the flesh any longer. Seeing Sven is going to wash the pelts in the machine, Mr. Leatherthimble hollers out, "They have to be scraped first, or that smell will penetrate the skins more." Sven drops the pile and looks over a bit deflated, nodding his head in acceptance of this uncomfortable stench. He walks over to his pack by the counter and begins to rummage through it, looking for any piece of cloth that might help him block the smell that is currently coating the inside of his nose. After managing to pull a few things from the big pouch, he finds a scarf that has wrapped itself around a few things. Giving it a quick tug, the material flies up into the air, bits of debris scattering about. With another good shake, he looks it over before wrapping it around his face. Taking a deep breath, he walks over to the pile, picks it up and carries it over to the scraping board. He drops them down into a sloppy mess, then proceeds to pick up a small pelt, placing it on the board, adjusting it so that it is laying flat. He looks to his side and picks up a small blade. Leaning forward, he begins to scrape at the flesh. Little bits of meat and fat slice away from the skin as he tries to clean the pelts, managing a few passes with the knife before he gouges the hide and flinches. In his own mind, he gives himself a slap of frustration. He takes a moment to pause before beginning once again, managing a few more passes before the next gouge into the skin. This time he gives a slight curse under his breath, then grasps the knife harder and tries again. A few more passes and he looks over the hide. Sighing at the sight of Swiss cheese before him, he sets the pelt down on the empty floor beside him. Picking up the next one, he tries even harder with each stroke of the blade, not wanting to make any more holy hides, only able to do a few passes before the knife slips out of his grip and slices into it. Pausing a moment, Sven wipes his hand on his pants and adjusts the blade again. After finishing more smaller hides, Mr. Leatherthimble walks over to check on the progress Sven has been making. "Sorry, Mr. Leatherthimble, I put a few holes in these. Anyway, we can still use them. Maybe work around my mistakes." He looks up hopeful with the guilt in his voice. "I don't expect perfection, Sven," he says as he picks up one and examines the damage. "I expect hard work. You will learn over time if you have a good work ethic and determination. As for use, yes, I think we can still use them." This helps in relaxing Sven. "I think we can use these for leather straps, but they need to be cleaned up a bit better," Mr. Leatherthimble says, as he places it back into the pile to be cleaned. Sven nods his head at the critique of his first real try of cleaning a hide, knowing from the past few attempts at home with his dad that it is not an easy trade to do. He takes a deep breath and lines the hide up on the board, making sure that it is laying flat. Taking up the knife, he slowly begins again with removing the fur, taking the strokes in slow, short bursts, only stopping every so often to make sure the hair is coming off as close to the skin as he possibly can make it. Finally, thinking that the bulk of the fur has been removed, leaning back, he puts the blade down before bringing his hands together. Rubbing them, he can't help but grimace from the ache at holding the knife so firmly. Shaking his head a moment, he looks over at the small pile beside the board. Having completed only this one so far, he lets out a little bit of a sigh, knowing that this may take quite a bit of time. Thank you for listening to my story. If you liked it, please Like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.